The young man accidentally fell for the new lady teacher. In just one look, he was deeply smitten by her mature charm. To be able to get with her, he took advantage of the time when the teacher was walking home from school to deliberately manufacture a chance encounter with her on the side of the road. The new lady teacher didn't seem to mind the student. Seeing him sitting by himself on the side of the road, she voluntarily got out of her car, walked over, and planned to strike up a conversation with Jack. But to her surprise, before she even opened her mouth to speak, the student straight up planted a kiss on her. This sudden move instantly startled the lady teacher, but she didn't push Jack away. It seemed she was also totally digging this feeling, and it was this kiss that made Laura, as soon as she got back home, unable to stop thinking about Lu Fei. Already married and in her middle years, she had long forgotten the feeling of a heart-stopping crush. Because her husband was the town pastor, not a single person dared to have any naughty thoughts about Laura. It wasn't until yesterday, with Jack's sudden action of boldly kissing her, that Laura felt a strange rush of excitement. However, early the next morning, just as Laura was rushing her son to get to school, she discovered in a panic that the student from yesterday had actually showed up, and it was then that Laura found out her son had become good buddies with Jack on his very first day at the new school. Seeing the kid who had just force-kissed her standing right there, Laura unconsciously felt shy. Years of ho-hum married life had caused her to stop holding out any hope or passion, but it wasn't until Jack showed up that she would, out of the blue, start to get shy and blush. She knew her behavior was totally messed up, but nobody can control matters of the heart. Watching Jack come over every day to play with her son, Laura intentionally put out a vibe of being unapproachable, but the more she acted like this, the more Jack wanted to figure her out. Naturally drawn to a thrill, he dug the way Laura held herself with this all high and mighty attitude. He would always stick around until late at night and refuse to go home, only to be able to check out Laura's perfect figure a little more. At first, Laura was totally against Jack. After all, he wasn't just her son's classmate, he was also her teacher. But it wasn't until a time when she was eating dinner with her husband at her in-laws' place that the mother-in-law suddenly brought up Laura's younger days for some reason. Because when she was little, the mother-in-law had been Laura's teacher, and one time when Laura had a stomachache and was taken to the restroom by a senior student, she was happened upon by this future mother-in-law at the time. From then on, the mother-in-law thought Laura lived a totally loose life, and back in the day had strongly tried to stop her son from marrying her. Fuming, Laura in a huff took her clothes and split. Back home, the more she thought about it, the more steamed she got. She had put in so much for the family, but she never thought that in the end she would still be talked about. Since others had always thought she was promiscuous, then she would really be promiscuous this one time, to show them what it actually looked like. The next morning, Jack came over to play with her son, just like always, and this time, Laura had already prepared her plan of action.